Saw a video today that had me perplexed. It was a bunch of guys talking about how men have no use for marriage, none whatsoever. One guy was talking about if you want to have a kid, you go to a sperm bank, pay a woman to carry your kid, how you don't have to worry about some woman trying to take your kid away from you, on and on and on and on and on. Fear, 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 fear. Now, here's what's funny. A lot of men have fear of something they don't know anything about. Like, I listened to the arguments, and essentially, this is a defensive dating posture. How can I date without getting hurt? And it comes from a place of nonsense. Marriage has been the foundation that society has been built upon for thousands of years. Thousands of years. Now, all of a sudden, now we have a group of very, what's the term I want to use? I don't want to use the word feminine because they're not feminine, but maybe they are feminine. Men have wholesale rejected getting their economics again. That's what it's rooted in. It's rooted in economics. Why I'm going to get married to someone when I can barely support myself? Why bring two people in this future? Or Mr. 50-50. I do 50%, she does 50%. And you see it consistently with the lower echelon of men. Now, here's something else. This may surprise you. 5,500 people get married in the United States every day. This group of men are not online talking about marriage is a bad deal. 2 million people get married a year. 2 million. So, is marriage going out of style for all men? Absolutely not. Marriage is going out of style for the internet narratives, for men who live on the internet, who breathe on the internet, who follow broken men on the internet. Literally, I expressed my desire to marry my boo, and I literally had people say, "Don't do it." One guy's like, divorce lawyers rubbing his hands together. I'm just sitting there like, let me explain something to y'all. Let me explain something. I have never had the problems with women that you guys have. I had a bad marriage, and then I had one really, really bad relationship. But 95% of my history with women has been positive. 95%. So I'm going to go out and hate all women because I had two bad experiences. Question: have you ever had any bad pussy? Of course you have. Did you stop fucking? No, you did not. You were like, this pussy was terrible. I ain't gonna never get no more pussy. No. You kept fucking. So what does that say? You can have bad outcomes, but you keep moving forward because it's worth it for you to keep moving forward. And when I sit here and I have to understand where these guys are coming from, and the understanding that I have is most of them have never been adored by a woman. I'm going to tell you something. I was adored by a woman who was way richer than I am. Way richer. This girl's father did some work in Mexico, ended up leaving her and her sister a fortune of $40 million. This chick got a trust fund check every month. If she needed a house, she would go to the trust fund trustee, like, I need a check for a house, or I need a check for a car. This was her lifestyle. And I was dating her, and I just noticed some things were absent from her conversation. She never talked about where she worked. She never brought up stuff. And one day we were just having lunch. I said, "Are you like independently wealthy?" And she was like, "You caught on to that real quick." She said, most folks don't even notice. I was like, talk about work and everything, but, and she drove a Prius. She drove a Toyota Prius. She didn't have like a luxury car. And I was just like, well, there's just certain things missing from your conversation. And it makes me think that you're independently wealthy. And then she said, well, this is the story. My father did some work, and me and my sister split a $40 million trust fund. I said, that's awesome. Now, for me, I wasn't intimidated because I didn't make nowhere near as much money as she was making or she had. But I had my own thing. I was doing my own thing. I was working from home. I was making money. I was making money, intellectual money. So I wasn't ready. I was intrigued. I was like, tell me more. And then, she said something that I thought was odd. She said, normally I don't tell people this, but you're different. And she began to tell me all of the stuff she did and how it was set up and everything. And no, I never asked her for a penny, but she took me to Paris. She took me to the Bahamas. She took me to Brazil. And I woke up one morning and she was in the bed like this looking at me. And I was like, what's up? And she said, I adore you. If you've never been adored by a woman and treated special, I can understand why you have no concept of what that feels like. I have been adored. I have been treated special. I wake up with blowjobs. Girl I was dating, it was strange. She didn't even live here. And this is just to tell you how good women have treated me. She's like, I'm on my cycle, but I can come down there and suck your dick. Girl lived in Tennessee and drove all the way to Atlanta to suck my dick. I had another girl, and let's see, where can I find, because I'm going to have to go way back in the archives. Way back in the archives. Let's see. Or did we go too far back? I think we did. Yep, we went too far back. So let me get in there. Oh yeah, we went. Those fast fingers were really, really fast. But, oh man, my London trip, I went way too fast. So, I've been adored by women. I've been treated special by women. I've gotten great treatment by women. I've never had a position, I've never been with a woman. Sex has never been an issue. I've never had to beg for sex. I never had to negotiate for sex. It's just never been an issue. Never, ever. Ever, ever. Ever, ever has it been an issue. Good Lord. I've done a lot. Just looking through my photos. So, most of my experiences have been positive. No, that's not her. That's something I ripped off a line. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Stick with me. Good Lord. Oh. This is kind of crazy. All right. We're starting, because sometimes I forget how this thing goes. Can't show you that one. Can't show you that one. Definitely cannot show you that one. me see. That's her. I used to wake up with morning blowjobs. Used to wake up and be like, whoa. Cannot even show you that one. I can show you something else. I gotta find it. I can't show you this one. Little hippie little thing, right? Big ass titties. Titties were fucking huge. And I used to wake up with blowjobs from her. So I have no reason to be angry at women. I have no reason to be mad at women. I have no reason to go on and talk about the shenanigans that some women do. Now, I will talk about bad things like the video dealing with a super whore. There are bad women out there. There are women who abuse men. There are women out there who will do certain things to men. But overall, for me, the majority of my experiences with women have been positive to that was my life. That was my life. Waking up to blowjobs from her. Didn't ask. Matter of fact, if I can find it. Oh, I know where it is. I'm gonna let you listen to something. I have to go into this.
Such a good little whore.
Wait for it. It's about to come. Just wait for it.
That's it. Play with those breasts. I know that's when you turned on.
Begging to suck my dick. That's what I go through. So you heard proof. You've heard proof. So I'm not mad at women because I haven't been mistreated by women. And well, I'll talk about my current relationship. It was her ideal for us to have sex. It was her ideal, not mine. I remember our first date, we were talking, and she's like, "What do you want?" She said, "You want someone to have sex with, or are you looking for a girlfriend?" And I told her I was looking for a girlfriend. She said she was looking for a boyfriend. And that was our conversation. And it was her ideal to have sex. I've never had a woman withhold sex from me, ever. So, once again, looking at my psychology, marriage is a good thing for me. Now, why do I want to get married? I got married before and it didn't work out because, number one, my economics were not together. Number one. And it was a bad match to begin with because I was doing stupid stuff. I want to get married and have a family with a woman I trust. See, the woman before her, the bad one, the super whore, I never really trusted her the same way that I trust this woman. There wasn't safety. I have been able to, I've told her about my BDSM past, and she was very curious about that. That's not something that we practice. It's not needed. And I could be myself about her. And sometimes I just like, I just send stuff like this. Let me. This is stuff I just do. Well, this was just on my mind. Today we're in the salon. This kind of ran through my consciousness. I got my nails done, so I took her to get hers done. 2025 was extremely rough. There's some stuff I'll talk about later. It was a hell of a year. Then I met you. Honestly, I had no clue I would fall in love with you so fast. I would have no clue I'd get so close to you the day that I told you I love you. For me, it was because it was something that was in my heart. Yes, but I treat you like a wife because to me, that's what you are, and I'm looking forward to each day with you, and I'm going to tell you something funny. One of the reasons I like going shopping with you is the way you shop. You have to touch everything. You have to feel everything. It just cracks me up. I have the most amazing time watching you spot, especially at the grocery store. It's a good time. I send her messages like that all the time. That's just what she brings out of me. It comes out effortlessly. And one of the things that I enjoy about my woman is who she is as a person. She's Haitian. Family is huge, is huge, is huge. And it's something that I was not used to dealing with because the family has these traditions and stuff. And I wasn't used to that. And then I remember with Thanksgiving, it's like Thanksgiving was a family day. And she's like, and she told me this shortly after Thanksgiving. She said, next year I'll be there with you. So she was kind of, I'm not in this by myself. It's reciprocal. I trust her. I appreciate her. Sex is fucking awesome. And I love her. And I cannot see a reason not to be married to her. And let's talk about the prenup, okay? I don't have the assets I used to have. I'm in a rebuild phase, so I don't really have anything that I feel is worthy even putting in a prenup. So there will be no prenup. And everyone's like, you must be hiding your assets. I'm not worried about that at all. You want to know why? I wrote a book called Dating the Woman You Would Marry. And one of my goals is to get her set up and teach her how to run her own business. So she'll be making money without me. See, this is the thing. It all goes back down to economics. And so many men are afraid to get their economics together. I got a book out. I need to actually, you know what? Let me do this real quick. Let me do this really, really quick. All right, I thought, okay. right. So, there we go. I wrote a book, Before You Get Married. The conversation you need to have with your wife. It's a real good book. It's a real good book. I already had these conversations with her. I know all her stuff. I know what her credit score is. We've had all those conversations. So that's where I'm at. I don't feel there's a reason not for me to get married. A reason for me, this time, we just met in November. I'm going to give it a good year or so before we do that, so we can get to know each other a little bit more. But definitely, that's the deal. But I say all that to show you guys I don't have the fear that you have, because I don't need to have the fear that you have. Women have overwhelmingly been extremely nice and positive to me. So there's no hate here for women, none whatsoever.